What's up, y'all? Today we're going to record It's going to be a weekend recap so far. Of course, there are 3 games, well, 4 games actually. Yeah, 4 games currently still going on, but most of them are pretty much over, um, except for the Stanford USC game. All of them are pretty much over. But yeah, so here's what we're going to do. If the game was close, we're going to talk stats about it. We're going to look at stats. Delaware gets destroyed by Penn State 63-7. We're not going to look at stats for that one. Notre Dame, NC State 24-45. Notre Dame picks up the win there. Utah, Baylor. We're going to look at the stats for this one. 20-13. Absolutely crazy one so far. Absolutely crazy one that came down to the wire, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at it here. Passing. Bryson Barnes, 6 for 19, 71 with 1 interception. Nate Johnson, 6 for 7, 82. I'm not sure if he came in because Bryson Barnes was injured or if he just played bad because he did not play great. You can see from the stats. 6 for 19, 71 yards is not great. But anyways, rushing seemed to be a very strong point for this Utah team. 19 for 129 for Jaquindon Jackson. Jalen Glover, 7 for 40. Nate Johnson, 11 for 32. Bryson Barnes, 8 for 21. Charlie Vincent, 1 for 4. And Micah Pittman, 1 for -2. Receiving, Mikey Matthews, 4 for 48. DeVoe. We're going to go DeVoe. Goodness gracious. DeVoe Veal, 2 for 37. Money Parks, 33 for 33. That's an awesome name. Mikey Sagataraga, I think. 1 for 13. Micah Pittman, 1 for 11. And Jaquindon Jackson, 1 for 11. Defensively, 1 interception from Cole Bishop. 1 interception from Zemiah Vaughn. And then just a bunch of tackles. I'm not really going to go through all that. Kick return, 1 kick return for 24 yards from Mikey Matthews. Punt return, 2 for 28 from Micah Pittman. Kicking, 2 field goals for 46 and then 2 extra points. Jack Bowmeister punting, 4 for 182. Let's go then now to Baylor. Baylor, Sawyer Robertson won two INTs actually. 12 for 28, 218. And then Dominic Richardson, 14 for 77. Sorry. Richard Reese, 7 for 21. Sawyer Robertson, 5 for 19. Jonah Burton, 2 for 2. Dawson Pendergrass, 1 for 2. Hal Presley, 4 for 72. Receiving. Ketron Jackson, 2 for 69. Nice. Drake Dabney, 1 for 35. Richard Reese, 2 for 16. Dominic Richardson, 2 for 15. Jonah Burton, 1 for 11. Defensively, 1 interception from Kyler Jordan, and a couple sacks, 1 from TJ Franklin, another from Gabe Hall, and I believe the last one from Trey Wilson. Kick returns, Corey Gordon Jr., 3 for 52. Punt returns, nothing. Kicking, 2 for 3 for 7 points, meaning 2 field goals and 1 extra point. And then punting, 4 for 186. Again, Utah, no points in the first quarter. Utah with 3 in the first, Baylor with 10, and then 3 each in the third, and then 14 from Utah. Very great game all around. Kind of wish I had watched it. Next up, we're going to go with the Troy, Kansas State. We're not going to look at the stats for that one. Kansas State wins 42-13. Nebraska and Colorado, 36-14. Colorado with the win. Youngstown State gets demolished, 35-7 by Ohio State. Ball State against Georgia. Even though Georgia did start out very slow, they ended up losing 45-3. I would say that was kind of the theme of the weekend. Like, a lot of teams started out slow. Like, I think Like I watched Colorado, Nebraska. That one started out slow. I watched NC State, Notre Dame. That one started out kind of slow. Both sides. It was actually close until the end of the fourth quarter. I didn't watch Delaware, Penn State. No, I didn't watch the other ones. But same thing for Clemson and Charleston Southern, as it was 17-66. But in the first half, it was 24-17. And then Mississippi State and Tulane, 37-20. We're not going to look at stats for that one. Not close enough for me to care. Michigan State, UNLV. UNLV absolutely demolishes them. Or Michigan absolutely demolishes them. Sorry. And then Texas A&M, Miami. We were kind of watching this one with the stream of the Tar Heel game. It's kind of like, oh wow, Miami's winning. That's kind of crazy. Kind of talk. And then Tulsa, Washington, 43-10. Washington with the win. Tennessee pulling out the victory against Austin Peay. It was close for a brief minute, but not for long. And then this is the one that we're going to look at the stats for. Just a very, very strange game. We're going to start with the winning team, the UNC Tar Heels. Drake May with 21 for 30, 208 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a very great game. I mean, really, he did have a good game. No touchdown passes, obviously, but that's not a big deal whenever you have 5 rushing touchdowns, one of them being his own. But, like, again, this is going to be the main highlight of the video because, again, I'm a UNC fan. It's kind of like the UNC recap. But I wanted to do that all in one video because I didn't want to make 2 videos tonight. But, yeah, just a very strange game all around. The first half wasn't really much passing yardage. It was mostly just the Amarian Hampton show the first half. And the second half, for that matter. It was the Amarian Hampton show all game, basically, because our defense couldn't do anything. It was really just the show of the running backs all game. The rushing stats are going to be crazy for this one. But, yeah, Drake May still played great, though. I mean, he got throws downfield when he needed to, setting up. He threw one dart that ended up getting us downfield for an easy rushing touchdown for Hampton, so I love to see that. And then rushing yards, Hampton, 26 carries for 234 yards, 3 touchdowns. Looks like this year we're going to have another version of the Javonte Williams, Michael Carter duo. This time it's going to be Amarian Hampton and that guy, British Brooks, who was recently can't come back from an injury. But he was out this game. I don't know if it was injury related or what, but he was not playing. Drake May was second in rushing, 11 for 57, 1 touchdown. That one touchdown being the touchdown that won us the game. Caleb Hood, 6 for 26 with a touchdown. He didn't really get in much, but when he did, he was somewhat helpful. And then Elijah Green had 1 for 4. I don't know why we're not running him as much. I hope that he gets to play, but I just hope it isn't because of injuries. And then receiving, J.J. Jones led 5 for 91. Kobe Paysor, 8 for 73. Gavin Blackwell, 4 for 13. Amarian Hampton, 1 for 10. So not only did he have 234 yards, but he also had a receptions. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Bryson Nesbitt, 1 for 9. Nate McCollum, 1 for 8. And Andre Green, 1 for 4. Defensively, no sacks, but a pick from Don Chapman. Kick returns and punt returns, nothing. Ryan Coe, 2 for 3 on the field goals, one of them being the one that could have won us the game before going to overtime. Sadly, that one did not happen, but it's alright. It's okay, we still won. And then Ben Kiernan with 2 punts for 90 yards. Let's go now to App State. Joey Aguilar, 22 for 43. 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception was just really a bad play design. It was a kind of like a bootleg, and they put a guy in the flat, and then a guy 5 yards up on like an over route from the other side, and then another guy on like a corner route, the tight end who was on a corner route, out and up. So there was really just 3 guys all within 15 yards of each other, which meant and it was man coverage, meaning it was 3 on 3 basically, and whoever caught the ball. And ended up being a UNC defensive back because the guy guarding the flat was able to pick off the ball that was intended for the guy in the running the over route near the first down marker, but it was also severely underthrown, so I don't even think it would have been complete if he hadn't caught it. But yeah, very, very strange pick. Anyways, Nate Noel led rushing, 26 for 127, 2 touchdowns. Really great game from him. Really wish we could have stopped him. He just kept getting big runs. And then McQuell Haywood, 10 for 42. Joey Aguilar, who would just run downfield whenever he could, 6 for 42. Deshaun Davis, 1 for 10. And Mayan Tucker, 1 for -2. Deshaun Davis led receiving 7 receptions for 117 and 1 touchdown. That touchdown was an absolute dot of a throw by the quarterback. Dalton Stroman, he also had some stupid catches too. He was ridiculous and he made me yell many times. Dalton Stroman, 2 for 34. Caden Robinson, 2 for 33. Mylan Tucker, 3 for 26. Miller Gibbs, 1 for 19. Eli Wilson, 2 for 18. Michael Johnson, 2 for 10. Christian Horn, 2 for 9. Nate Noel, 1 for 9. 1 sack from Brendan Harrington, another sack from Michael Fletcher, and I believe that was it. And then a couple tackle, and then of course a couple guys had tackled. No one. The leader in tackles was Andrew Parker, and for the Tar Heels, I didn't say the leader for tackles. For the Tar Heels was Cedric Gray with 7 and 4 assisted tackles. Anyways, let's go on to the special teams for App State. App State had 1 kick return for 41 yards, a very phenomenal kick return that set them up phenomenally on that drive. I don't know if they actually scored on that drive, but it was a great drive anyways. Kicking, they had kicker went 2 for 3. The miss was in the beginning of the game. Very strange miss. 10 points, so 4 extra points, which is crazy to say out loud. And then Mitchell Lake, two punts for 74 yards. A very great game from the Tar Heels. Tar Heel offense. Tar Heel defense lacked a little bit, but it's alright. We weren't expecting them to go out there and be amazing. Well, we kind of were actually, but it's fine. And then Lafayette Duke, absolute tail whooping. SMU Oklahoma, tail whooping. Oregon Texas Tech. This one was close. We're going to look at stats here. Player stats. Bo Nix, 32 for 44, 359, 2 touchdowns. Bo Nix led rushing, 9 for 46. Marquise Irving had 11 carries for 38 yards. Noah Whittington had 7 for 21 yards. Jordan James, 4 for 8. Receiving, Troy Franklin, 6 for 103. Noah Whittington, 6 for 60. Marquise Irving, 7 for 50. Tez Johnson, 4 for 37. Patrick Herbert, 3 for 34. Terrence Ferguson, 2 for 30. Trayshawn Holden, 1 for 22. Jordan James, 2 for 14. And Gary Bryant Jr., 1 for 9. No defensive stats for this game have popped up. I have no idea what they were like. This game did end like 30 minutes ago. Gary Bryant Jr., two kick returns for 37 yards, no punt returns. Camden Lewis, 3 for 3 on field goals. Punting, Luke Dunn and Ross James. Luke Dunn, 2 punts for 84 yards total, and Ross James, 1 for 63. A phenomenal punt by Ross James. That is the stats for that one. Let's go on to the Alabama-Texas game. That one ended like literally as I was coming up here. Not a great game from Alabama, 34 to 24. We're not going to go through the stats though, just simply for time's sake. We're not going to go through the stats. We are going to go through like the leaders of receiving and rushing and all that. Jalen Monroe passing 255 for 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jace McLennan, 12 carries for 45 for Alabama. Kobe Prentice, 5 for 68. And then Quinn Ewers for Texas, 24 for 38, 349, and 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Brooks, very weird spelling of his name, 14 carries, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jatavion Sanders, 5 for 114. And that's who led. Very, very good game, really, overall. Just a very, very wild game. And then Grambling State got demolished by LSU. Washington State upsets Wisconsin, so that could cause some havoc in the polls and the rankings, etc. Excited to see how that goes. And then 3 games going on right now. Southern Miss is getting killed by Florida State, and then UC Davis is getting killed by Oregon State, and then right now USC. This one started like 20 minutes ago. It's not even into the half yet. And I'm not staying up to watch it because I am on the East Coast and have church in the morning, so I ain't doing that. 14 to nothing. USC with the lead. They're currently on the 10-yard line, or it's 1st and 10 on the Stanford 37. So they're marking down the field. They're about to score again probably. USC would not shock me if they end up in the top 5 after tonight. As for how I think the rankings could shake up, obviously I think teams like Texas A&M, Tulane, and those two teams I think could fall. Those teams could fall. Obviously, North Carolina could either fall or rise, but I think they'll probably only go up 2 spots, if anything. And then most teams I think will probably stay around the same. Would not shock me if Clemson were to go up a couple spots to around the 22, 23 range. And I'm curious how that'll go. Miami could pop up on the rankings after beating that team. Washington State's not going to pop up on the rankings. They're still probably garbage. But yeah, teams that lost who are like in the teen range, they'll probably lose. If they're in the 20s, they'll definitely pop out. Duke will probably make it into the teens after winning that one. Again, Texas A&M's definitely gone. Tulane's definitely gone. So yeah, sadly, next week you will not have your names on these lists unless you're playing a top 25 team. So that's unfortunate for them. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this very fun weekend of college football. Again, I hope to stream tomorrow. I doubt it though. I will only stream if I'm able to get a buddy to stream with me. So if you see this video and you want to come over to stream a week 1 game with me, I can edit that out. Yeah, hope to see y'all next week in the streams and all that fun stuff. Again, possibly Sunday, don't know. And hope to see y'all then. Peace out.